Radhe
Ladli Lal Ki Jai. Before we begin our short discourse, let us chant the names of Radha Krishna just for a short while. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda. 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 Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda. 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 Radhe Radhe Govinda. Ladli Lal Ki Jai. We're going to learn about Rupadhyana, meditating on the divine forms of the beloved Sri Radha Krishna. About 5,000 years ago, thousands of Paramahansas gathered together, and they were troubled about people living in this Iron Age, Kali Yuga, the age of materialism. They wanted to help. So they thought the best one to help at this particular time would be Guru Sutta Ji. So they went and visited him at his hermitage, his ashram. They expressed, Lord, in this age when human lifespan is short, when the attention ability of the mind is deficient, in fact, when intelligence has been suppressed in favor of enjoying the material world, how can we help people to quickly advance spiritually? Guru Sutta Ji said, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Hearing of the divine names, singing of the divine names, and Smaranam, immersing your mind in the divine name. the divine beloveds. And you know, other great personalities have said the same. Brahma, he went through the Vedas 4 times, and the same thing, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Shukadeva Paramahans said the same thing. Hear of the divine glories, sing of the divine glories, and immerse your mind in the divine ones. Jagadguru Tam Sri Kripalu Ji Maharaj, our Guruji, he took what was being given from the divine ones, and looking at the people of today, he said, I'm going to add something that is so simple and so powerful that will draw the beloveds to you and you to them. He called it Rupadhyana. Yes, our Maharaji, our Sri Maharaji as we call him, he follows the practice of Shravanam. He gives countless speeches. He talks about the glories of Sri Radha Krishna, of Bhagavan, the divine abode of God. He has composed thousands of songs, chants, pads, kirtans, to inform us about their divine abode, how they look, how they walk, how they talk, their importance in our life, our relationship with the divine ones. And so we do a lot of meditation through kirtan, through hearing. But Sri Maharaji expressed smaranam. You must engage your mind into the lotus feet, the form, the presence, the beauty of Sri Radha Krishna, our divine ones. So, as you know, Sri Maharaji is the 5th Jagadguru in the last 5,000 years, and the Kashivrat Parishat, when he was a young man, they bestowed upon him the title of Jagadguru Tam, the best of the Jagadgurus, the world teachers. And so when our Sri Maharaji speaks, he says, listen, Bhakti Yoga, immersing your mind through love on the divine ones, it goes with the flow of our human psychology. The need to see, to touch, to taste, to feel, to relate, to hold. And so Rupadhyana, meditating on the divine forms of Sri Radha Krishna, it is so easy. In the world, this wheel of samsara, the cycle of birth and death, we are always meditating on each other. You are thinking of your wife, of your husband, of your children, of your parents. You're thinking of your friends who are coming. Constantly we are thinking on form, and we are thinking on those particular individuals who are the most important in our life. So we know how to love in that sense, that we get attached through thinking on the personality, on the form of those we consider our nearest and dearest. Sri Maharaji says, yes, you do know. But you see, when we meditate on each other, we are bound by the 3 gunas, and gunas means quality. In Sanskrit, it is sattvic, rajas, tamas, the qualities of sattva, which is white, synonymous with gentility, of humility, of generosity, of spiritual inclination, kindness, etc. And then the next one down, where your mind starts to contract, it's smaller, you come to rajas, the passionate nature represented by red, power, profit, success, do. And then your mind gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and we come to tamoguna, the qualities of darkness, of laziness, of inertia, of violence. And we, you and I, are a combination of these three qualities, you see. Sometimes the white is up, we're feeling magnanimous and peaceful, then red takes over and we're passionate and want power and profit, then darkness comes in and we feel miserable, lonely, depressed. There's a constant change in percentages. The point here is, when we take our natural nature to love, we give it to those around us, and they are full of these qualities I just mentioned, as you are. And so when you meditate on each other, you draw their qualities into your mind, and they draw yours into theirs. That is why you'll see a husband and wife, they dress similarly, they go to the same restaurants, the same recreation, they can even think the thought before the other person says it. So Maharaji says, this is what you do, but when you meditate on each other, you remain bound to the wheel of birth and death, bound to suffering. He says, there's not 1 second passes in your life when you are not suffering mental agony, body pains, and so on. But Rupadhyana, same thing, except you're putting it on the form of love, the Divine One, that power that upholds your soul, your Atma, that enables you to see, think, smell, taste, touch. The Atma, it is a divine power, eternal. Nasato vijate bhavo, na bhavo vijate sattha. The Atma was never made, will never be unmade. It's an eternal existence. This body will drop away. It will finish, you know that. So Rupadhyana says, if you utilize the mind and your emotions to meditate on the divine form of Sri Radha Krishna, then the soul will resonate. And what will happen is that you will build an attachment and a love for Radha Krishna. And what will happen then? Your heart will soften, your mind will purify, and you will start to feel a tangible presence of Sri Radha Krishna wherever you go in your life. Everything you do, you can feel their presence. You see, in Sanskrit terms, in Vedic terms, Sri Radha Krishna, Amayadhish. They are beyond this material power. They are the divine energy that upholds this material power, but there is another dimension, Yogmaya, the divine dimension. And how do you go there? You fall in love. Sri Krishna is known as Raso Vaisaha. He is the form of love. Ananda Kanda, the form of love. Anando Brahmeti Vijanat. The essence of Sri Radha Krishna is love. And it is love. Sarvesham api bhutanam nripasvatmaeva vallabha. It is love that inspires us to breathe, to move, to act. Love. But the world, it is impure, full of selfishness and anger and jealousy and greed and frustration, desire, achievement. The divine realm is the opposite. Yovai bhuma tat sukham. This Vedic verse says the love of Radha Krishna is eternal, ever increasing, ever new. It transcends birth and death. The soul, when it unites through yoga, union, Yuj, to unite with the Divine One. Once that happens, you are finished with the world of rebirth, no more. And now you can play in the divine realm with the divine form of Radha and Krishna. So you see, Rupadhyana, so practical. We follow a path called Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti, just two things you have to do. Always remember Sri Krishna and never forget Sri Krishna. That means in the world you can do your activities, just don't forget the Divine One. And the easiest way to remember is to feel their divine presence. It takes time. You know, when you meet somebody in the world, you don't know them very much, but you smile at each other and then you think, very nice. A week later, you meet the same person again and you start talking. You go, oh, I do like this person. Then a week later, you go out to a restaurant and then eventually you get engaged and then eventually you get married and eventually you have children and now you're at the office and you can't take your mind. You're picking up your phone and going, what are you doing? She writes back, or he. Having a cup of tea. I'll be home at 5. TK. Meaning, you can't take your mind off your family. But it started from, you just looked at each other. And then it increased and increased and increased and increased. And now you can't live without each other. Well, Rupadhyana, you see. You introduce yourself to Sri Radha Krishna. They know who you are, but for your sake, you say, oh Radha Ji, oh my Sri beloved Krishna, I am yours. And they go, I know you're mine. But now I'm realizing I'm yours. That's very good. Can I meditate on you? Yes, meditate on me. Can I walk with you by the park near my home? Yes, walk with me. Oh, do you mind if I massage your feet? Massage my feet. I'm going to play golf now. Would you like to play? Oh, I'm very good at golf. Meaning, you include Radha Krishna everywhere you go. And in the beginning, it's called sadhana bhakti. It's your practice. It doesn't come naturally in the beginning. But if you follow the advice of Sri Maharaj, our Jagadguru of this age, and he says, practice, abhyas, practice, 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 then slowly your heart softens, your mind clears, you start thinking on them naturally, and then you go to the next stage of bhakti, bhav bhakti, where you feel the sweetness. You think, oh Radha, and you feel, oh, she does love me. She is with me. Oh, my Krishna. You see, Radha Krishna are two forms of divine love. And there's a secret here. If you go Radhe, Radhe and visualize her, Sri Krishna's going, oh, I like that because you're making my Radha happy. And Radha goes, oh, I like you doing that because you're making my Krishna happy. You see, the root word of bhakti is bhaj, and bhaj means to serve selflessly the one you love. So when you make Radha happy, Krishna happy, well, then you are doing bhakti. So Rupadhyana, it is the easiest way to introduce them into your heart and into your mind. Visualize them. Imagine, for example, your soul enters into the divine abode of Vrindavan, the home of Radha Krishna, and the soul, it assumes the form of a young gopi, the highest class of saint, because they love Sri Krishna selflessly. And you're standing there with barefoot on the soft, powdery earth of Vrindavan. As you look around, you see the beautiful forest and the trees. You see the river, Yamuna it's called, as it flows by. You cup some of the sweet water into your mouth. Oh, it's divine nectar. Then you hear the flute, and your name is being called. Sri Krishna is calling you by your name. And you pick up your sari in the young form of a gopi, and you running your feet on the soft earth through the pathways of the Braj, running beside the river, picking a few beautiful flowers so that you may offer them at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and Radha. And you'll find Sri Maharaji, our Guruji, is there too. His divine form, his golden hue, he is there. And so when you do Rupadhyana, what I am saying to you now is use your imagination. Use it. Create the scene. Where am I? I'm in the divine abode of Radha Krishna. What is it like? Oh, all the trees and the plants and the creepers, the peacocks, the deer going Radhe, Radhe in their own language. And the atmosphere is full of joy and happiness. And when you meet Sri Radha Krishna, you realize all of the joy and happiness is coming from them. They are the source of love, the origin of love. So Rupadhyana, you just have to practice it. Our Sri Maharaji says after you try for 100 times, but once you remember, oh, Radha Krishna's with me, good. And the next day you try, oh, twice you succeed, Radha Krishna is with me. And Maharaji said, this is a great thing. You are meditating on the highest form of love, God's form of love, in human-like form, their divine human-like form. You are meditating on them, and if you remember them twice in one day, oh, that is something great. And then the third day, 3 out of 100, 4, 5 out of 100. Here's the secret. Sri Krishna says, Ye yata mam prapadyante tanstadhaiva bhajamyaham. If you think of me, I'll think of you. If you start thinking of me more and more, I'll think of you more and more. If you start to love me, I'll love you. If you love me selflessly, I will love you selflessly. If you can't live without me, I cannot live without you. I will come and take you beyond the realm of birth and death, of suffering and death and so on, and I will give you my Swarup Shakti, my divine, Divya Prem, divine love. This is so simple. You just open up your minds and stop arguing for your limitations. I can think of Radha. I don't have to be formal. There's the king and I'm a subject. No. Madhurya Bhava Bhakti. This is my divine beloveds. No formality. I can embrace them, walk with them, hold their hands, garland them, swim with them, feed with them, play with them, be with them, serve them with every fiber of my being, colored with the rainbow of love. So, Sri Maharaji, the gift that he has given us, you meditate on their form, be it their lotus feet, if that's as far as you get with your meditation, fine. If you can see the black curly hair of Sri Krishna, fine. The bluish complexion, fine. Slowly, it will fill in. And Maharaji's given so many images. He directed the artist. How does Krishna look? How does Radha look? Make those images come alive. All right. So now we're going to finish with Maharaji. We're going to hear him singing Hare Ram. I'll ask you for the final moments of this session, close your eyes, breathe into Ra and out to He, Imagine yourself as a young gopi saint in divine Vrindavan, and you're going to meet Sri Radha Krishna. Build your meditation according to your likes. Visualize them, the bluish hue of Krishna, the golden complexion of Radha, the innocence of Radha, the naughtiness of Krishna. Build your story. You are the architect of your devotion. Let us start.
Hare Radhe